This is Group 13, handling Scenario 1 of the CFM project. The main objectives of the project are to design a VBA program that calculates monthly loan payments automatically, also create a user form, that is the loan entry form, that automatically generates a repayment schedule in a new Excel worksheet, and also demonstrating the use of VBA loops, functions, and procedures. Task A was the login and access control. So this is the form as over here. So I was saying task A was the login and access control. The goal of this form was to restrict access to the loan application to only users who know one of the passwords. Our password was BBC as administrator and 2025 as the password. We used text boxes here from the toolbox over here. Here, we used these two text boxes for the username and password, then used labels to put this, the username and the password, to be able to design this login form. And of course, this is the command button that triggers all the codes to run when the user clicks this button. I am going to illustrate how our form works. We have our username as BBC and our password as 2025 for our form to run, the login form. There we go. The security logic behind this code, this VBA code, to give us this. This login button is a conditional structure. It compares the user's input to the codes we recorded, the passwords. It defines also the rules of the set passwords and the usernames. It checks conditions of if, then, else if, as we did in our code here. If the user types BBC and also as the username and gives the passwords as 2025, it should be able to log in successfully and welcomes the user to the loan system. And if the user types in wrong details, it should hide the form and show invalid username and password. Basically, this code displays welcome to the user as the message and hides the login form to an invalid user, to someone who is not a user. Basically grants standard access. So this is basically it for task A, which was getting a user login form like this. Task B was creating another user form which is designed to capture the necessary inputs for a loan and automatically compute the fixed monthly repayment amount using PMT function. As this is how we handled task B. We had 4 text boxes having their 4 labels. These are our text boxes and the 4 labels we used. Basically, these text boxes are for inputting the user's, this is for the user's name, then the loan amount, the interest rate, and then the monthly period they're going to take to pay their loans. This form basically inputs users' information and details, and then outputs their payment schedule. So the name text box, this one gives the borrower's full name. Then the loan amount, this one is basically the principal, the amount of the loan. Then the rate, the interest rate, it is used in the PMT formula. Then also the repayment period. Then it outputs for us the loan the user is supposed to be paying. Our task here in the code is to be able to calculate the monthly repayment. This happens when the user clicks on the command button, then it calculates the PMT. So basically the calculation in this code, receives the input of the user. That is, when the user clicks on the button, it uses a special PMT formula to figure out the fixed amount the member will pay every month, because we are doing a monthly payment. It takes their annual rate, converts it into a monthly rate, and then uses those total months and the loan amount. Then the result is displayed in our label boxes once we click the submit button. That was it for our loan entry form. Our loan entry form was basically validating data, calculating the payments here. Then after submitting data, it gives us the person's paperwork. And our task C was generating an automated payment schedule. This one it is, we inserted a module here, a payment module, and it automatically creates a complete month by month financial record showing how the loan balance changes over time after a member submits their application. This repayment schedule is triggered when the user presses on the button of the loan entry form. It automatically brings them here to this payment schedule. For each month, the schedule here breaks down the fixed monthly payment calculated in our task B of the loan entry form. It breaks it down into two components: the IPMT, that is the interest payment, and also the principal payment. It takes the opening balance and subtracts the principal paid, and the goal is basically ensure that the final payment, the ending balance, is 0. That is it for our assignment. Thank you.